Good morning, people. Hello. What do I have in store for you at BSC? It's going to be about trade-offs, is all I have to say right now. I've started writing down notes during last BSC, and it's been dormant for a while. Now I've collected some more thoughts, but it's still pretty schizo and all over the place and has to be condensed down. All right, we are working on the compiler. I haven't worked on the compiler itself for a while, so I'm a bit rusty on the code base. So bear with me. We're gonna need an Xcode. Give me a second. Let's make sure that there's nothing confidential in there. Why does private stuff say taking a short break? That should not be the case. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we have the only Jai in there. Looking good. Okay, but why? Well, this should say something else. Whatever. We have to add high security mode or something. Hey, Nanometer. Okay, so we have a crash. It's happening in here. You can see it. Boom. It looks different than what people have reported, though. This isn't the bytecode builder. Someone else reported a crash, but that was back in LVM. That's not good. That means we might have multiple defer issues. Not good. Okay, let's look at this one and then continue from there. So John recently changed something about how defer is handled. And let me see what he did. Oh, it's quite a big change. Let's look at that. There's a big comment. Okay, I'm not familiar with defer. Maybe this is a bad bug to start. I haven't done any work on defer. Let's see what defer workaround has to say. Plenty. Okay. I saw defer munched state. Let's debug this crash, this particular crash, before we go into the details. Let's split it. Defer munched state over there. Yeah, that's not two. We could merge those two. But let's look at this one in isolation before we go further. So we have a using, and the using is causing the problem. So this is supposed to work. Yep. So something about the using, not the using itself, but using an identifier that's imported by using seems to cause the trouble. Okay. I guess we whip out Xcode and we add this to the infinite list of tests. Again, it's been a while since I did anything here. Been mostly working on the game itself recently. I guess no jobs won't make a difference, but should make compiling, reproducing the error easier. Does this compile? Does it blend? That looks good. We have an assertion error. That's exactly the thing we got here, right? Yes, perfect. Okay. So the bytecode builder does stuff. Where are we? We're expecting a base allocation for a Leah. Let's close all of this. We don't need that either. Maximum screen space. Okay. A struct dereference, yeah, makes sense. And if we look at the site, it's the using, and the left is this, and the right is this. Okay. And this one is having a hard time because base allocation is null. Where does base allocation come from? It's supposed to be filled here, which does not happen. Okay, I think we're gonna do two parts here. We're gonna do it without John's fix and with John's fix, and just see if that changes anything. I mean, obviously it's gonna change something. Let me just see where we are. Again, it's been a while. By the way, is mic volume okay, etc.? Like, let me know if there are too many, like if something is off with the streaming setup. We haven't used it much. So I assume we're emitting, yeah, this one. That looks fine. It's a binary operator because it's the assignment. Yeah, exactly. And we try to get a value placement. Yeah, makes sense. We're trying to find where we have to store that value. Just looking through the code. And makes sense. We found the right declaration. I assume so this will be value, and it got resolved to this. Makes sense. This has been such a lifesaver, this debug dump AST. Without it, it's so hard to make sense of all the structures. Big fan. Okay, so we have an import link, obviously. Let's look at that. This will be the using. Almost certainly, yep. Oh yeah, even we say here, if it's a using. Using needs the reference. What does this one do? Did your John any chance have a look at the compiler modify procedure race condition submitted a few weeks ago? I'm not sure I have seen that. Like I only see the ones that John forwards. My inbox is full of stuff that John has forwarded recently, because I haven't been able to work on the compiler for a while. I don't see anything about arrays. You can so no, I haven't looked at it since I haven't seen it even. I wanted to say just forward it to me, but honestly, like I have probably 15 more bugs to go through before I have room for new stuff. So it might take a while. Let me just... Okay. Can we make this a bit brighter? Yes. Okay. Again, I'm not familiar with the using code very much, so I'm just reading code to see what's happening, and then we'll compare it with the things that happened before the fix, and hopefully we can make sense of it. But it's probably not the easiest bug to get started on after a few weeks, maybe months of not doing anything on the compiler. Emit declaration imported by using... Okay. Yeah, makes sense. This is the thing we're using. This is just a check. I assume this is not set. It is set. What are you? Value number extract. I don't know what that is. We might have to look at that. Okay, and then we're in here. This might be not the most exciting thing to stream. Sorry, but I had time to stream today, so I thought I might stream as well, even if it's not the most exciting thing to stream. But I'm so happy if I have something that I can stream nowadays, and it's not too loud around me, and I don't have to leave within 15 minutes to do something else. So, hey Vinit, how have I been? I've been well. It's things are going well. I'm getting weaker though, like workout wise. I instead of getting stronger, I now have hard time maintaining my level, which I guess is age and probably stress and not sleeping enough. But that's the only thing that's like, not great, but everything else is pretty good. Okay, so we have a non-big value. That makes sense. We want an L value, right? Value type, L value, yep. Okay, so the problem is happening here somewhere. Let's look into that. So we say if left, no, we take right actually, because right is the interesting part. Or maybe we take the site. That's even better. Yeah, I don't know. No, let's take right. Right has this serial number. If right s equals to this, action time we do action time oriented programming. And just to make sure that we are at the right site, we'll do this. And set a breakpoint here and restart. Yeah, I'm able to do BJJ twice a week nowadays. Like I had to pause for a while because I had a broken toe from BJJ. Like I had to pause for 8 weeks. That's maybe also why I got weaker generally, but like I got weaker in the kettlebell training. Well, I couldn't do that for a while as well, but I don't think it's related to that. It's just, I think it's age plus not sleeping enough, etc. Okay, so we have the right, let's make sure that we still have everything in the right place. Yep, okay. What's stepping over again in, because I'm used to Visual Studio keyboard bindings now. We want F6, F7, so we're just off by a few, okay. And this one should set the base allocation, but it didn't, so step into is F7, right? Yeah. Did I take from Jai development? Yeah, I mostly helped on the game recently, so I didn't, and then just on modules like the bindings generator and various modules for consoles, etc. So I haven't been working on the compiler itself for quite a while. So this is yeah, it's the first time in a while. Okay, what are we doing? We're infinite looping on, what are we trying to do? Okay, we're going through the references and accumulating offsets. Yeah, makes sense. So the right is declaration. Yes, that's correct. So we say we get the entry, makes sense. We get the offset, makes sense. Offset accumulator should be 0, yes, because it has offset 0. We don't have anything in the reference chain yet, right? Yep. This should be the struct. The left is an identify. Oh no, the left is this special an extract node, yes. Which is maybe what's causing the problem, but probably not. Okay, let's just see what's happening here. So we do the extract. Yeah, this is where, this is the new stuff. So this might cause the problem. Hey, Imperial. Yeah, like the procedure for getting into the beta is the same as always, Vinit. Write a short, concise email describing why you should be in the beta to the email address, and you'll be added eventually, unless you do something stupid. Okay, we get the extract target. Let's see what that is. That's a bit... What does this one do? How do I open... how do I open this in the other... like, how do I... If I click here, how do I open it here? I'm not used to this in other editors. And I don't know what the shortcut is to jump to this, but in the other tab. I'm not sure if there is something, but it's really nice to have this. If someone knows, let me know. Okay, this just goes through substitutions. And I assume we don't check whether it's using. Oh, I'll be right back. I just have to do something. Okay. So the extract. So we get the from, but we do the extract on various types. What's the extraction type? Avoid multiple evaluation. Yeah, because that makes sense. This is a bit weird. This looks weird to me, but I'll accept it for now. Okay, so the result is 2, whatever that is. So value is 2. Okay. Nope, that's not the email, Vinit. So we don't have anything there. So we say value number return is 2. That looks sensible. But base allocation is still not set. And this is why we're sad down here then. But we got a value number. Yes. So we have a value number. It's small. Oh, wait. Didn't we get unhappy down here before? Okay, let's just continue. Maybe we go through this multiple times. We don't want an R value. So we get register 3 plus offset, right? Of 2. Not sure. But this looks fine. But this is, I guess we get here again. Yep. Huh, okay. Then let's, so we get here twice. Why? Which one is this? Oh, okay. The first assignment is actually fine. Can I see this? So, uh, this is the first site. But here site looks different, right? Yeah, damn. So I can't see this in here. Where do we swap the site? I assume it's here. Yeah, because we drop in the using instead of the site. So I don't see the site in here. Okay, so we just have to do it twice. So this is the first assignment, and this one goes through. And then we have the second assignment, and here I assume this is in the defer. Let's look at the site. Yep. And this is where things go wrong. So we stepped through the wrong case. Okay, same thing. We have a declaration, makes sense. We get the offset. Let's just get out there. What offset did we get? Offset 0, makes sense. The reference chain is empty. Okay, same as before. The left is going to be the extract node again, and it's still going to look for... we'll have to wait. So we emit this one. This is going to be extract again. And this is 2 again, so we return 2 again. Makes sense so far. We have nothing in the reference chain, so we return this, so we're all happy, but we still didn't set base allocation. And now we get into the other, but the value number is set again, so this should be fine as well. So we go here. This should be fine. So we're gonna go here once more, I assume. So if we continue, what is continue? Command Y, right? Command Alt Y. We hit it the third time. Why? Why do we hit this a third time? That doesn't quite make sense for me. The biggest problem with espresso is that it's gone so quickly. I want espresso, but more. Okay, I keep hunching. It's not good. Bad habit. Bad habit. Why are we emitting... I guess I have to step through this more carefully. Why are we emitting the binary more than once? Is this... Are we doing something stupid in here? Let's... Okay, I guess we have to... What's this stop? I used to know all this. Is it? No. Stop command dot. Okay, I didn't know that. So we're emitting binary. This is the first one. This is fine. Yes. Makes sense. We're emitting binary again. This is the defer in here. Just for reference, this is this one. So we only have those two. We're emitting the defer binary. And maybe, let's see, where are we? Which block are we emitting? The defer block, I assume. Yes. we're emitting binary, we're getting the placement. We want the L value. That makes sense. We want to know where we store the right side. And we're in here. So I guess we just look at why we're happening to step onto this again. I should have looked whether these the serial numbers are the same. So this one goes well. We've seen that. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's happy. We get this. We emit. We're happy. Okay. Everyone's happy. We return. So why do we hit this again? We're happy. So we emitted the defer. Why are we doing this again? Oh, is it this one? So this is where we're sad, I think. Still doesn't explain why we re-emit. So which block are we looking at now? The whole procedure makes sense. Everything looks boom. What happened there? Why are you emitting the defer again? And it would help if I knew exactly what we are doing for defer. We're in a mid scope close. Why did I not see that here? Why does it say mid expression if this one says mid scope close? What's going on? We're in a mid scope close. Why are you saying him? I love shitty. Do you see this? This one claims we're in a mid expression. Like, this is one of the features that's supposed to help you figure out where you are in Xcode. And they can't even do that right anymore. So this one tells me we're in a mid expression, but actually we're in a mid scope close. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Xcode. You're such an amazing tool. I remember, okay, short story. I remember being called by a sales representative from Apple because I registered an Apple business account, and oh, 1 second, the vacuum cleaner is starting. I'll be right back. All right, so I remember being called by a sales rep from Apple because I registered a business account, and I can't remember why we call. I think I was buying a MacBook or something, and he was like trying to make like small talk of, oh yeah, so you're a developer, so you must love Xcode. And I'm like, nope, it's one of the worst IDEs that there is. And he was like baffled, as it like, what, there are people who don't love Xcode? Like, he must be so brainwashed by, I don't know, whatever they tell people internally at Apple. I can't imagine anyone said, like, I've never heard from anyone ever, oh yeah, Xcode is so awesome. Like, whatever. Okay, so we're doing something weird with differs. Why are we hitting this again? We're meeting scope close. But we did this before. What does it mean scope close do? Okay, so it makes sense that we emit the differs at the scope close, but we emitted this before. Why did we emit this twice? Is this something that happens for every differ? Maybe, I don't know. So this is still fine. This is the second one. Where are we here? Oh, okay. When we hit the return, we do emit scope close. So this is where we emitted the differ stuff. And then we do emit scope close again, and then things are sad. So the first scope close is from the return, the second scope close is from the scope just ending. And because John did something about the reset, this is where things get sad. Okay, so this is the happy case, and then we're at just done with the block. Then we emit scope close again, and that's and then we're sad. I assume this happened before, and now just the reset does something we didn't. We didn't expect. So now we don't get a value number. Why don't we get a value number? Because we reset it before. So this must be the thing that's going on. Let's see what happened before. Okay, let's stop this. Let's go to my magic Git tool. I'm not showing it on purpose, but you can imagine it. Where's the differ stuff? And let's do revert commit. Come on. 1 second. I have to do this off screen because there's something else in the commit that's not for public. Public viewing. Revert commit, don't commit, blah blah, merge commit. We want okay. Okay, I undid his changes. Boom. We added our AST node again. It's probably that the breakpoint probably got lost. Ooh, we have many breakpoints. Let's get rid of everything that's not enabled. Oh, that's still in the right place. Wow. I'm amazed. Let's restart this. This is not the old version of the compiler. Like, I undid John's changes just so I can see. So this is the first scope stuff. And if we look at site, yeah, first assignment. We are emitting a return. We're emitting the struct dereference for the first time. Makes sense. I assume we still get value number 2, offset 0. Yup, looks fine. And then we hit it a third time. This is when we do the scope close event at the end of the block as expected. And now I assume we still get value number 2. Yes. So the problem is that we reset reset the value number. But John added this for a reason. So we have to figure out what's different than expected. Hey, Pixel Juice. Okay, I can show this. This is the diff of what this basically undoes John's. This is the undo of John's changes. So he changed this from declarations that got allocated to expressions needing bytecode state reset. And he added them in a bunch of places. And this is the problem. Here he says, oh, this AST extract needs an undo. And I guess we shouldn't do this. I have an idea. And then I guess he has an if. Yeah, for everything he added, he has a certain way of restricting it. Yeah, this should all go away, honestly. This should all be, as this one says, this should be moved into separate nodes that we throw away. Like, I agree with this one. So the bug is that we reset the AST extract, even though, like, we think, okay, I think I know what the bug is exactly. Wait, I got a mail from John. He's still up. Okay, just mentioned that I'm streaming it right now. Maybe he shows up. Okay. So the problem is that we reset this AST extract node even though we didn't set it during the defer. So it makes sense to reset it if it was set, but we shouldn't reset it if it wasn't set. Make sense? So I think the solution is going to be, so let's undo, let's go back to the fixed version where we just, the only difference now is this one. And I'll show you the problem. Where was this? Damn, should have looked at the location. Where's the defer stuff? This is, where does he add the extract? 7694. That's somewhere down here. Where's go to? Can it do this? Of course not. What's go to location? We have to relearn Xcode. It's so much fun. Jump to line L. So what did I say? 7694 roughly? Yes. So this is the problem. We shouldn't add it if that's a bit rough. So if we don't set it, okay? So if we already have a result, there's no reason to reset it. But that's a bit hairy, because here we just generally say if we hit an extract, reset it. It depends on the extract type. So this one shouldn't get reset. This one, where do we do the reset? The reset happens somewhere 10 to 6, whatever, somewhere here. Yes. We only should do this reset if we hit this branch. All others, leave it alone. All right, I see nothing. Yes. So the true fix would be to do this here. And that should fix our crash. That wasn't too bad. Let's see if it actually worked. Let's see how many tests we broke, if it worked. Okay, so we're doing the first one. That's fine. The second one still gets value number offset, no base allocation. So we should be happy. Yay. Third time's the charm. And we get value number offset blah, and everyone's happy. Hooray. Let's run the whole test suite. Debug compiler, I guess. This takes about 30 seconds. We'll wait. The problem is people mentioned more kinds of crashes for defers now. Like, I don't think this is the only one. Someone reported a crash. Unfortunately, they didn't give me a repro. Like, I got this repro I extracted from the Discord. Someone else mailed in, hey, everything's broken on macOS, which was not actually macOS related. It was defer related. And they sent me a small snippet of something that's supposed to crash, but it doesn't crash without more context. So I'm not sure if we can hunt that one down. Okay, we have one failed. Defer using. Oh no, that's ours. Why is this still crashing? No. No. You're supposed to be fixed. That's exactly the thing we just ran, right? Oh, I recompiled the wrong compiler. No, damn. I recompiled the x64 version. Let's do it again. And then we'll just take this part. Put it here. Defer using extract. Oh, that's okay. This call might mean that I have to leave. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Yep, I'll have to leave pretty soon. Okay, so our test fixed, like our fix fixed the problem. Let's merge these. We don't want to have too many test cases lying around because every test case makes everything slower. So let's put this in here to make this more self-contained. Version test for having for let's make this as specific as possible. So that people can evaluate later whether this is still needed. Okay. Let's double check that this version still fails. I'm gonna stash my fix, and then we'll recompile, and then we'll just run this one. Tests, regression, defer something, munched state, whatever munched mean. What does munched mean? I don't know that one. Manipulate, okay. Learn something. Okay, yeah, so this still fails. Good. Let's reapply our fix. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't no, come on. Really? How did this cause a... I hate this. This should not have caused... What? How? You're wrong. How did this... How did a stash and a stash pop cause a conflict? Git, come on, you're stupid. You're not, this should not have caused a conflict. This is... Oh no, because there wasn't an amend. Fork. Okay, that's on me. That's on me. Let me fix the mess I just made. Let's just redo our fix. Now you're teasing me. Where's the... What the heck? Oh, because I reverted. Never mind. Yeah. Dude, how to shoot yourself in the foot in 10 easy steps. Okay, where's my... There it is. Okay. So this one goes here. Only... Okay, let's do this again. So this should still be crashing. Forgot the OBS scene. Oh no, thank you. That always happens. So we're still crashing. And now we do git stash pop, and this shouldn't cause a conflict. Yay. We recompile, and this should now work. Okay, just wanted to make sure that us merging the two test cases didn't break the regression, the regression test, yeah. Okay, fixed the, what's it called, the defer workaround. Also, let's update the change log. Fixed regression caused crash when using particular kinds of assignments in differ blocks. Okay. Fixed the internal description is fix the defer workaround. We set more state than it should for ast extract. I can show this now. Fixed reset more. What was it? And with that knowledge, we can go through and look for similar issues with the other resets. So as procedure call, the return placements get reset. And if we look where this gets added, we might see, so we have to make sure that what we reset is only what gets set in the defer, right? So where's our lovely, what's it called? Expressions needing bytecode state reset. Okay, let's look at all of them one by one. Compound declaration, result from multiple evaluation. Is this set in all cases? It's set here. Are there any exits that cause us to not do this? Nope. If we hit that if, we set it. But I think only there, right? Because this otherwise... It's set here, but it's in an extract. This might cause more trouble. So we only set the compound thing here, if there is a from. If there is no from, I don't know if that happens or not, we should not reset it. But I guess it doesn't matter because this is not something, like this is different from the other case that we just fixed. Because this is consistent, like either it always has that or not. What I don't like is that down here, what happens with that? It's a substitution. So we add a substitution in here. This feels like it will cause trouble. If because this is not something we can reset. Maybe it's fine. Let me check. This might be fine. Might be fine. I'm not quite sure. Let's look at the next one. Expressions needing. Let's go from the top. Where do I see? Okay, compound might be fine. Hard to prove. We reset the call if we do return placements. Okay, that's quite local. That makes sense. The other one, this one worries me a bit because we added as a reset quite early. Not sure if that's... So I suspect there might be some problems with compound declarations. We'll have to verify that later. Let's look at the others. This is the one we just fixed. Push context. What do we do with push context? We reset value holding old context, Sentinel was used value. This gets set immediately after, that makes sense. And the other one... Yeah, it seems fine. This is a super hacky hack. Yikes. Not a fan. How do I jump to previous versions in here? I can't. That's awesome. Oh, here. So push context looks okay. Here we add a S declaration. We've reset the allocation. Yeah, okay. That seems like it's guarded enough. That's it. So I suspect there might be something going on with compound declarations even after our fix, but I'll have to check that. Okay, let's commit our changes. You know what? I should test them on Sokoban. Well, no, it should be fine. I did nothing that's particular. Like, I only limited it. So if Sokoban didn't crash before, it shouldn't crash now. I'm gonna commit this. I will update Sokoban, but it's gonna take forever. Okay, I have to stop here. Unfortunately, I was hoping we can get through more bug fixes. We fixed something, yay. But I have to leave now. I'll be back later and we can stream some more bug fixes, hopefully. So we'll see each other in a few hours, 2 hours maybe. We'll see. If you're subscribed, you'll get the notification if Twitch notifications work, actually. We'll see. All right, thanks for coming by. We'll stream more later. Bye.